Namaste, Suswagatam, and welcome to our Sunday edition of Gyan Ganga Words of Wisdom on our Virat Hindustan Sangam social media channels. We are today at episode number 272, and today we have an interesting topic: whether Modi must choose either to be the Prime Minister or the Foreign Minister. And next 45 minutes with Dr. Subramanian Swamy, we will be discussing this issue. And we thank our viewers across the globe for your support on watching this program on our various podcasts as well as YouTube spaces and also on Facebook. So with these words, asking our new viewers to subscribe and like our channels, it is over to Dr. Subramanian Swamy to initiate today's discussion on the Prime Minister, his trips abroad and neglect of home. Over to Dr. Swamy. Before that, we will be having and paying tributes to one of our freedom fighters, who is Ramji Gond from Telangana. And here we have a short video and then a slide on this freedom fighter which VHS pays tribute to.
In the rugged hills of present-day Asifabad, Telangana, a child named Ramji Gond was born into the proud Gond tribal community. As British forces expanded and the Nizam's oppression grew, Ramji saw his forests and people being crushed under foreign rule. By 1857, inspired by the flames of revolt across India, he rose not with riches or armies, but with the fierce resolve of a tribal king. He united 500 Gond warriors, along with Rohilla and Deccani soldiers, forming a formidable rebel force. Using the dense forests of Adilabad as his shield, Ramji led guerrilla attacks swift, sudden, and untraceable. Forts like Manikgarh were taken, British troops ambushed, and Nizam's outposts shaken. For nearly 2 years, his rebellion raged on, becoming a nightmare for colonial forces. British officer Colonel Robert launched campaigns to capture him, but Ramji's knowledge of terrain and tribal support kept him one step ahead. Yet, in April 1860, betrayal or sheer luck led the enemy to his base near Nirmal. Ramji Gond and nearly 1,000 of his men were captured by British and Nizam forces. On 9th April 1860, they were all hanged from a massive banyan tree, which locals now call the Tree of 1,000 Nooses. His heroic resistance faded from mainstream history, but not from the hearts of the Gonds. Each year, T.R. Bialis gathered to honor him, and a martyr's column stands where he fell. The Telangana government has since promised a memorial museum honoring Ramji Gond as one of India's first tribal freedom fighters.
We'll have a slide in English and Hindi. We pay a homage to this great freedom fighter, and with this it is over to Dr. Subramanian Swamy to initiate today's discussion.
Thank you, Jagdish. Must say, although it's very comical, but feel sad that the country which is the largest population country in the world, namely India, with more than 1.4 billion population, and a history which is perhaps the most ancient histories is India's. And today we are seeing a situation where the Prime Minister is being seen increasingly as a joker in the whole world. Maybe in India because of press censorship or people's fear People are not openly saying so. But I want to put some facts to make people understand why internationally Mr. Modi is being joked about. First thing is, I'd like to say that as of July of yesterday, 2025, Modi has made 95 international trips, visiting 81 countries. And the question is, nothing concrete has come in any of these meetings, except that he's been getting lots of medals and he's been giving a lot of jewels and so on to the wives of various top leaders abroad. But as far as India is concerned, not a single point can be brought out that Modi's trip has made a difference to India's national security. Now, the mere fact is that Modi has done all kinds of comical things, which is being in India too, people are too afraid to say it. But actually, in the other countries, they are all giggling about it. Take, for example, when Xi Jinping came in the 2016 or thereabouts, Modi took him for a walk and a jula. And, poor Xi Jinping put it up, but went back and said never again he's going to go to India. And he has never come since then to India. So Xi Jinping was the first case where Modi didn't understand that there are etiquettes, there are things that which have to be observed when you are dealing with foreign leaders. You can't say put them in the jula and then later on go for long walks in a garden and make it in this kind of a very light thing, and that has earned him a very bad name, and of course India as a consequence. Then you remember one day suddenly flew his plane without warning and landed in Pakistan because there was Pakistan's Prime Minister's house was having a wedding, and he sat down there and said, "Give me, I will also eat some rasgullas or whatever from the Pakistani." And the Pakistani people were stunned, and the newspapers made so much fun of it. Of course, in India, you don't get newspapers like directly from Pakistan, and so therefore most people don't know the joke that was done. Then I will say big failures have taken place as a consequence of his light-hearted, in his jocular way, in fact as a joker, and that is shown in China. China has now crossed into Indian territory and occupied 4,026 square kilometers of Indian Ladakh. And Modi has not been able to deny it. What he has done is put a blanket ban that nobody will be able to get a copy of this or a picture of the Chinese occupation. When I said that I had come to know that China has come into India and they have captured it, captured Indian territory, which was not even disputed, Modi said, "Koi aaya nahi, koi gaya nahi." What does that mean, koi aaya nahi, koi gaya nahi? What is the difficulty in telling us, giving us pictures of Ladakh and the Depsang and these places, and show that there's no Chinese? The reason he can't give is because the Chinese have come and begun sitting in those places where our Ladakhis used to take their animals for grazing. All that is taken over now by China. Galwan is no more with you. So many of our soldiers died in valor. And today, where is Galwan part of India physically? Not at all. The Chinese have taken it over. So this is one example where he has betrayed India's national interest. Then you have this question of as I pointed out earlier, of Pakistan. And Pakistan, he talks about so much friendship, and then the Pakistanis came to their ruffians came to India, and they killed in cold blood, one by one, after stripping the men to check that they were not circumcised, and shot them in the front of their wives. The wives had to watch this happen. And even today, those 4 people who came and killed them, no sign of it, no mention of it. And instead of that, for 2 days, he made a foray into Pakistan. And what happened? Modi suddenly got a summons from Mr. Trump, and he said, "Come over and talk to me in the presence of the Pakistan Prime Minister and the General of Pakistan." And Trump then fixed that there will be now a ceasefire, and he agreed. In 3 days? Never heard of a ceasefire in the whole world where it has been stopped after 3 days. The Israelis and the Hamas, they're still fighting. There's no ceasefire, and it will take time. It took about a month for Iran. So here, in just 3 days, he has occupied parts of Pakistan, as he claims, but we have no idea that where is it being claimed. And the army people have now started openly talking. I don't want to quote them because I don't want to get them into trouble. But this is a thing. He is not only a joker, but he is making India a pot for anyone to come and steal it or come and stamp on it. This is the situation when you look at Pakistan. Now, when you come to US, man, it's of course the time when Trump was not in power, you would say Agle Bharat, Trump ki sarkar, all that business, and even brought him here. But today, I can tell you that the US president doesn't want to have anything to do with India in the political sense. He doesn't want to meet Modi. In fact, earlier on, he wouldn't even let him come for the inauguration celebration. And ultimately, that Chua called Jaishankar, he went there and they didn't give him a seat. So he took the seat of the ambassador's junior. The ambassador and his junior were sitting in a particular thing. There he got hold of these juniors' chair and sat there and watched the coronation from a distance. I mean, whatever it is called, that Trump went through, and he saw it from a distance. And so the way Mr. Modi is putting pressure, even the officials who want to not bother about their self-respect, they are getting to be made to look like foolish people. Now, I would say that now that, in the serious note, Chinese have occupied 4,046 square kilometers of India, and Modi says nobody has come. Then why don't you give us a map? When I was in Parliament and this happened, I asked Mr. Rajnath, please give me a copy of the map. It's after all Indian territory which has been taken. There's nothing secret. I can understand the secret if India goes and occupies some part of Tibet. Then they don't want to publicize it. That I can understand. But the Chinese have come into undisputed Indian territory, and they are not willing to give a map. Even today, nobody has a map of what happened. But some generals, like the commander-in-chief of the Indian Army, another commander-in-chief, of course, died in a helicopter crash is one of the big mysteries. But the commander in chief, they have privately started telling people now. There are at least 3 generals who have spoken in different parts of the world, where they've gone for some seminar and brought this up. So I would say, all said and done, we are getting bashed everywhere. We are losing our self-respect. Bangladesh is giving us a kick, and you know earlier on the small island Maldives, what they did, they threw out soldiers who earlier on saved them from terrorists. They threw them, and it was an agreement by the previous president of Maldives that the Indian troops will be there for protection. The man who came succeeding, he has said, no, get out, take it. And we have swallowed it. So all then done, while we can joke about the foolishness of Mr. Modi and laugh about it, but the serious matter is national security of India has been compromised by Mr. Modi. Over to you, Jagdish.
Dr. Swamy, for that initial remarks. Dr. Swamy, one thing, Mr. Prime Minister Modi is spending the country's money in going in this 8,000 crore rupees aircraft and many other things. But in return, are we getting any benefit? Because when we saw when Operation Sindoor was going on, hardly any country stood by India when the Terrorism Act took place, except our dear friend Israel, which has always been with us. Although we have not at numerous times shown our real value of that friendship by government of India being under pressure. But except Israel, other countries have not stood by us, nor did they make positive statements in our favor. As you know, Operation Sindoor happened and hardly any country was in our favor. So what use are these medals and honors and hugging and perhaps dinners and the rented crowd, which because of people may think that we are being anti-Modi? No, there have been questions or RTI filed with the various embassies and consulates which come under the RTI Act, and huge expenses have been incurred. In fact, transportation, some people even sent from India, all this has been discussed and it is available on record. So what I want to say is, we can do all this investment provided these countries stand with India in our fight against terrorism. So I want to know, Dr. Swamy, this investment also is going waste. All these countries' visit is going waste. So what is India gaining out of these visits and other? Basically, the visits is not for sightseeing or for pleasure. It has to do something with diplomacy and art of government. So what are these visits for then, Dr. Swamy?
See, first of all, take this question of Pakistan. We went across, we occupied some territory, but we didn't get those 4 rascals who have to be hanged in the most brutal way if we get our hands on them, who killed 26 men, and their wives were made to watch it after they humiliated them by taking their trousers off and finding out whether they were circumcised or not. And if they were circumcised, then they were let free. Only one guy was there and he was let free. So your troops have gone in. You should have said, okay, Mr. Trump, I'm ready to have a ceasefire, but first give me those 4 people. Otherwise, I'm going to go myself. I have our own army go in and do it. Why did he get so jittery? The moment Mr. Trump said, come over here, I want to, and it was not immediately physically going to America, but it was through their system that they were able to talk to each other like they do all the time. So what you're asking a question is, what did we gain? I mean, you're going too far. Well, what did you lose? I can tell you. Our exchequer has been wasted in a very large way. And when Mr. Modi ceases to be, I hope the next government will send him a bill and ask him to pay for it. So there is nothing, not a single place India has got any advantage. Look at what happened in Canada. He went and surrendered there. And Trump came there, saw that Modi has come. So he immediately went back. He stayed only 2 hours in Canada in the G7. And we were not a member of the G7. We were, there's a G7 conference takes place with about 15 or 20 journalists who make notes and then report it. And so in the place of a journalist, Indian journalist, Modi went and sat there. And here, of course, our newspapers all saying, oh, Modi, yeah, he was there. When they took a picture, they made Modi stand in the second line. You may have seen that, where all the journalists were standing, while the delegates were in the first line. So don't raise hopes about what are we achieving. The man is not interested in achieving anything. He only wants somehow to show off so that the people will continue to be mesmerized by him. But unfortunately, that's not what's happening in the country now. People are getting very, very upset with him. Everywhere I go, people are telling me this, do something about it, do something about it. But I think the issue has to be done largely by the BJP as a party and the RSS, because the RSS is a mentor for our BJP. So they are the ones who have to make the decision.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर स्वामी. अरविंद, आपका अगला सवाल.
सवाल नहीं, पहले तो मैं डॉक्टर स्वामी ने जो कहा है प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के बारे में, उसके बारे में मैंने कुछ आंकड़े इकट्ठे किए हैं. मैं कुछ आंकड़ों के बारे में आज शेयर करना चाहूँ. प्रधानमंत्री जवाहरलाल नेहरू 17 वर्षों तक देश के प्रधानमंत्री रहे और उनकी विदेशों की यात्राएं का औसत एवरेज 4.1 पर ईयर, 4 trips per year during his tenure. प्रधानमंत्री जवाहरलाल नेहरू. उसके बाद बड़े लंबे समय तक प्रधानमंत्री इंदिरा गांधी रही, 15 वर्षों तक, पहले 11 वर्षों तक और दूसरी बार 4 वर्षों तक. कुल मिला के उनका औसत एवरेज ट्रिप्स पर ईयर वाज 8, डबल ऑफ प्रधानमंत्री जवाहरलाल नेहरू. नेहरू विद एवरेज 4 trips per year, इंदिरा गांधी 8 trips per year. Manmohan Singh, who was Pradhan Mantri for 10 years. I'm not talking about Devagowda and Gujarat and all that. They were very small period. Manmohan Singh made 93 foreign visits. That means average was just above Indira Gandhi and more than Jawaharlal Nehru. And come to think of the present Prime Minister, नरेंद्र मोदी जी हमारे जो वर्तमान प्रधानमंत्री हैं, 11 वर्षों में डॉक्टर स्वामी ने जैसे बताया 81 countries he has visited with 95 trips. His average is coming to 19.75 trips per year. That means roughly 5 times of Jawaharlal Nehru, roughly double, more than double, 2.5 times of Indira Gandhi, and double of Manmohan Singh. तो एक बात तो स्पष्ट है, this is very clear, that Narendra Modi has surpassed all records of the previous Prime Minister in making trips abroad. फिर जगदीश का जो प्रश्न था, ये बहुत रिलेवेंट प्रश्न है कि, और डॉक्टर स्वामी जो आपने अभी बताया और जगदीश ने मेंशन किया, आरटीआई के माध्यम से जो देश की जनता को ज्ञात हुआ है कि कितना खर्चा हुआ, और जगदीश ने एक क्लू दिया सरकारी जो जवाब आए उनके माध्यम से कि खर्चा जो हुआ वो ऐसे भी हुआ कि कुछ लोगों को यहाँ से भेजा गया भीड़ इकट्ठा करने के लिए. ये किसी भी राजा के लिए, किसी भी प्रधानमंत्री के लिए, किसी भी विदेशी शख्सियत के लिए ये एक उचित बात नहीं है. भारत का जो धन जा रहा है, जनता का धन जो जा रहा है, और यदि उसका कोई फल नहीं निकल रहा, पॉजिटिव फल नहीं निकल रहा. जगदीश ने तो बात की कि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर का क्या हुआ. or whether we got the results or not. But look at the relationship. Dr. Swamy, we are discussing about the foreign minister's role, PM in the role of a foreign minister. How much have we achieved in these 11 years, even with our neighbors? Pakistan is a known rogue country, so we don't have to discuss our relationship. But whether it is China, whether it is Mauritius, whether it is Nepal, whether it is Maldives, whether it is Sri Lanka, any other country, or Bangladesh, we are not at the sweetest of the relationship in the neighborhood. So we have discussed this in one earlier program also. The foreign ministry, whether we call it blame Jaishankar or whether we blame the Prime Minister, because Prime Minister has assumed the role of a foreign minister, has completely failed. Dr. Swamy, where is the failure?
Yeah, you answer that.
सो इट इज लाइक, पर एक उर्दू के शायर हुए हैं ख्वाजा मीर दर्द, उन्होंने एक बार कहा था कि सैर कर दुनिया की गाफिल, जिंदगानी फिर कहां, जिंदगानी घर बची तो ये जवानी फिर कहां. तो कोई जवानी के अपने इस्तेमाल के लिए अगर पूरे विदेशों में जा रहा है, तो ये विदेशी ट्रिप का भारत को कोई लाभ नहीं मिल रहा, भारत की जनता को कोई लाभ नहीं मिल रहा. तो इसको सिर्फ पर्यटन के अलावा, टूरिज्म के अलावा हम कुछ नहीं कह सकते.
Yes.
No, the most important thing is the proof that your investment is giving returns can be tested in our time of distress, or when the terrorism attack takes place, when there is a war. These countries, anybody, you go to your enemy's house in India, your neighbor's house, or anywhere, you are always welcome. They will offer you tea, they will give you some nashta, pani and all that, and they will make you comfortable. But once you are out, can abuse you. So going abroad, hugging people, meeting people, all this is all right, Shishtachar. But most important thing is, Arvind, that in the time of crisis, whether these countries are standing by you, whether they are supporting you, and that is the most crucial thing. And I thought at least after Operation Sindoor, Modi would have become smarter and thought that now I must consolidate my position and all that. But thereafter he is going on short trips. He went to Cyprus. From there he went to Canada. Then again he is gone on some trips, and then his bucks are spreading that he is being honored, he's been given a medal and all these things. Now let me tell you, if our Indian diplomacy or Indian foreign services was that very effective, because we have got ambassadors and consulates in most of the countries or important cities, then what was the necessity to send this chota mota parliamentary delegation to justify Operation Sindoor? We sent, I have never seen such type of delegation being sent to justify, and they are going there and not even meeting prominent rulers of that country. They are meeting some persons here or there, and some hotel they address some meetings, and they are coming back. Where is the India point of view articulated at least to the rulers? Okay, you say, okay, the ruler is number one man may not meet you, you meet the number two, number three, you meet a delegation of the congressmen or senators or MPs or whatever you have it, all those countries. But that is not happening, and these parliamentary delegation goes and then it comes back, and now we got a report that a BJP member of parliament, perhaps from Karnataka, independently went, part of this delegation independently went and met Trump, and it is reported in many of the newspapers today that he rebuked him. In fact, the way the article is written, it appears he abused him, and this fellow took all that insult and came back, and he hid it. Then I am told from BJP top leaders reprimanded him for having undertaken this private visit. Part of the delegation, and he goes there. So what, especially with Trump, the way he's even made an allegation, I don't know why Indian masses are taking it lightly. If I'm not mistaken, he said that my friend Modi got $21 million during the elections.
Yeah.
And we are taking it very lightly. If the same allegation was made against another political party leader, we would have all jumped to it. But we are all silent. An allegation is made against our sitting prime minister by the president of the United States that we gave him $21 million. And where has it gone? Who is accounting for it? The political...
Jagdish, not everybody is silent. I have filed the case in the Delhi court.
People are looking forward for the case, because we can't expect anything honest replies from the government. Just like Dr. Swamy mentioned, some of the retired army people who were in action a few years ago, they are writing books and their books are withheld, permission is not given.
That's right.
In fact, what is shocking is in April, May 2020, in Ladakh, on the borders with China, we all know, and everybody was concerned, we fought the Chinese at Galwan Heights. And as Dr. Swamy mentioned, today that same Galwan Heights, being to the secret pact between Modi and the Chinese, is under Chinese control. We have surrendered it. Our records show that about 21 army people were martyred for that action, but we have surrendered that. Now it's another dispute whether it was 20 or 120 or 200, because some army people are saying it could have been more, it was not 20. And China also lost. Our brave soldiers fought, but we have sacrificed Bharat Mata's land in a secret deal which is not yet disclosed. This is fresh territory in Ladakh after 2014. We are talking about 2020, because lot of twists are given, but there is no accountability. Just like Nehru, no accountability, and everybody thought he was sent by God. So this is continuing, and we get no returns on our investment.
Right.
Yeah. And moreover, if you compare other heads of states who have made trips, Hillary Clinton, when she was Secretary of State, made number of visits to different countries. She was called a globe trotter, and Narendra Modi has surpassed her record, except two people who can be equivalent in terms of number of trips. One is Ban Ki-moon, who was the United Nations chief, and second was Queen Elizabeth II. In terms of statistics, it is very clear that if any book of records is seen for a prime minister or head of state, Narendra Modi will certainly make it to number one position.
I think our friend Ramesh has some questions.
Yes, sir. I want to first attempt to answer what Arvindji asked. What was the benefit? What, nothing, zero. It was just go get some medals every year, 25 medals all over the place. In fact, one just interesting fact, Dr. Swamy, in this so-called IT cell has published a chart of how many medals Modi got from which country. The one they got from US was not even given by Trump directly to Modi. Some undersecretary or something in the State Department gave it to the Consul General, embassy, the person, and say, give it off to Modi. So all these things, they just keep buying medals all over the place, is not doing anything. And I think, as Jagdish said, if he has visited 80 plus countries or got 25 medals, none of the countries that has given 25 medals came and supported India when India responded to the Pahalgam attack. What the country that said, as you said, they buckled, they completely buckled. Modi completely buckled when Trump didn't even call. He said, JD Vance, go and tell this fellow to come to the table and negotiate. What was the need, Dr. Swamy? There's absolutely no need for this to happen, as you pointed out. As of now, even the people, 4 or 5 killers of 26 people, are still not apprehended, and that is forgotten and brushed under the carpet. Okay, Pahalgam is brushed under the carpet. Manipur is brushed under the carpet. Every incident that we have still not caught the perpetrators of these kind of terror attacks. But this Modi is roaming around the world trying that I'm going to go. So I think at this point in time, Modi is briefly visiting India while abroad. So it has really become I don't think he has become truly speaking, Arvindji, he has truly become a foreign minister. He is foreign to even India. So that is the state this country has come to, because none of them have supported the 3 important points of a diplomacy. Why? What is the job of the Ministry of External Affairs? Now we also see, Dr. Swamy, in multiple incidents, this Tharoor, Shashi Tharoor is acting like a MEA, running around countries, talking to somebody in some Russian diplomat in French. What is this locus standi, Dr. Swamy? What is he going and representing India for?
He killed his wife. That's it.
Yeah, he is not even a representative of the government. Why is he being asked to go? The logic of these 17 delegations going have not achieved anything other than spending exchequer money. And for all you know, most of these a lot of these crooks would have done money laundering while they were abroad. But why all this necessity, Dr. Swamy? There is absolutely no necessity for this people. As of now, I think, Tejas, do you have some statistics about the RTIs that were filed and all this? And half of them have said, I think Tejas has some information. Can you just display them? Yeah, so go ahead, Tejas. Do you want to come on and just explain? Give me 1 minute while I can see if we can make it bigger. So, Dr. Swamy, a lot of these visits, they just claim that you cannot come and ask about all these things. We will not discuss national security. Or even if they come, look at the amount of money that they spend. Miscellaneous expenditures 3 crores. For what?
Ramesh ji, one of our viewers, Ramesh ji, one of our viewers was just asking why not RTI be filed. Here, there are dozens of RTI floating in social media, or like this, Mr. Bose here. And not only that, many of the RTI, for example, filed by Dr. Swamy on Chinese. First, Dr. Swamy wanted to have a discussion and a question in the Rajya Sabha. That was denied under the pretext of national interest and national security. Second, Dr. Swamy, various stages of RTI, because you have a basic RTI, then you go in appeal and further appeal. Those answers were not given. Dr. Swamy is in the Delhi High Court challenging the inadequate information given by us to Dr. Swamy on China's occupation of fresh Indian territory. So all the andbucks and gunbucks, I have to tell you, why is the government hiding facts? If you are so transparent and Modi is the Messiah, born out of divine intervention, you should not be afraid. Disclose all the facts. You are hiding the facts. And these Mr. Bose and others have even disclosed how for rent a crowd, for rent slogans, how much money has been spent. I mean, especially in foreign countries. Do you not know that these foreign countries also keep monitoring what is done for the visit of Indian leaders? They also get, see, there's another RTI application which is here. So it is not that RTI has not been found. For the andbucks and gunbucks, please, you also can file RTI application and you will know the various answers. Please file a latest RTI application on whose hands is Galwan just now, and you will see what answer you will get. If you love your Bharat Mata, you must file these questions. I request the andbucks and gunbucks, please file a question whose occupation is Galwan at the moment. You love Bharat Mata, please file this question and please send us the answer and we will display it in our show. Yeah. At least we should be honest to safeguard Bharat Mata's land.
Okay. Dr. Swamy,
yes, sorry, Ramesh ji, you please continue because you have done, and Tejas and Swamy Lion have done, Swaminathan have done a lot of things in background information.
Yeah.
In this document, it is mentioned that due to security and strategic reasons, we cannot disclose the information on expenditure and cost put on delegations.
What is delegation? What is the secrecy there?
Dr. Swamy, in adding insult to injury, this Modi right now is visiting Brazil because he wants to go for BRICS summit. The primary sponsor, China, Xi Jinping, is not going.
Yes. He's not
Because
coming.
it is very apparent that leaders want to avoid this guy totally. I mean, seriously, I don't know if they, I mean, that's what it appears to me. They just want to avoid him at a lot of these things. And then why make this happen? He's meeting leaders in the sideline. The amount of insult to the nation that is getting is pretty high, Doctor. So I am I can say with confidence that his modus operandi of going, hugging leaders, giving them gifts, and having a big laugh without even understanding what they're talking about or whatnot, and he's not able to hold a conversation, not have a single press meet. When you go abroad, Dr. Swamy, you are carrying the message of the country. He has not addressed a single press conference meet, be it forgetting locally, because all the Godi media. So I have no sympathy for people in India because that's the way it is. But even when he comes abroad, he never addresses the press. He makes sure that he just meets the leaders and runs away, meets people in the street, people singing bhajan, just dance around and run away. Because at what point in time does a leader show what he is? He is saying he's a representative of India. You say, okay, I am here. Why can't he even say a single word? He has not uttered a single word abroad post Pahalgam that Pakistan is fomenting terrorism. Not even a single word. He has not addressed the nation. Forget about the world. Has not addressed the nation openly and said Pakistan is a sponsor of terror. And I am going to make sure that everything is done to take down the whole place. Nothing. He has. If all of this, what is the point? Is he traveling all over the world for what purpose? We don't know. Because all he is looking for is collecting medals, maybe enter into the Guinness Book of Records. He's not going to get a Nobel Prize, at least get a dollar prize. I think that's what he's after today. It's very I think Arvindji. So to answer your question, India is not gaining anything. But in the process is actually just getting more humiliated at a global scale. Unbucks and gunbucks, they don't say, okay, they don't realize because they're just so drunk on this his Kool-Aid that they don't even realize that they're getting fooled. And they're going to continuously get fooled more. That's what I just wanted to give you. That's my point, Arvindji and Jagdish.
Heads of state all over the world do visit countries outside, and for relationship and global politics and geopolitics and all that. It is done. Now, Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi has also overtaken the role of foreign minister. Why he has taken the role of foreign minister? In fact, when I say he has taken over the role of foreign minister, he has also taken over the role of railway minister and communication minister and everything. Because everywhere, if there is a railway platform inauguration, Vande Bharat inauguration, it is Pradhan Mantri who does it. Why railway minister is not there? So railway minister is not doing his duty, or he is not allowed to do his duty. Foreign minister is not allowed to do his duty, and Modi is taking over. That means what? Either he does not have the talent in the cabinet, or he does not have the trust in the talent that he has. So there, in fact, both the things are combined here, and that is why what we are saying, what we are saying.
Dr. Swamy, I want to make one comment. By Trump intervening during Operation Sindoor, he has, and ultimately India accepting the intervention and doing ceasefire. Trump has equated India and China on one level. India is far superior. Our armed forces are superior. Our weapons are superior, although we may have bought some faulty weapons from some countries at some price which was not acceptable. But in spite of all that, we are a superior force compared to Pakistan. But Modi, by accepting the ceasefire, it looks like we are bought at the level of Pakistan. People are asking why we could not complete Operation Sindoor. Did we get those 4 people, as Dr. Swamy has been raising? See how Israel is fighting. How USA helps Israel in the fight against Iran. It attacks Iran also. And they have not given up. Even if USA sometimes threatens Israel, they have not given up their target of completely finishing Hamas from Gaza Strip. So that determination is not there. Why did we stop Operation Sindoor when we did not get those 4 rascals who have killed our 26 Indians? So there is no advantage. On the contrary, our stature has gone down. With a diminishing state of Pakistan, we are equated with that state.
Well, one thing is there that Trump did give Modi $21 million. I have filed a case now in the High Court to determine where is that money, where is it gone? Because Trump publicly said, "I've given this man $21 million." So I think there must be that kind of quid pro quo going on. Perhaps, I don't know. But the more secrecy Mr. Modi has, makes the more will be the rumors that will start going around the country.
No, this insult to this Indian MP, perhaps from Karnataka, BJP MP, is showing the mindset of President Trump.
Yeah.
Although all the details have not come out, but if you read between the lines, the president seemed to have been abusive of Modi's role. So this is shocking, and the nation should know from that MP, and Parliament should discuss why the President of the United States insulted our MP and our Prime Minister in Florida or somewhere it is reported when he went to meet there. First of all, without permission, why should that MP go and meet President Trump without having details? This is the story which has come out. So these are all shocking things. They, America or China or Pakistan should not take Indian leaders and India for granted just because somebody is trotting around the globe collecting medals, that, you know, we can, such a big nation, they can fool us. This is a shocking incident, how an Indian MP, especially from the ruling party, has been targeted and insulted. Sorry, Dr. Swamy, perhaps now you can have your last word before Arvind will wind up the show, because we are already into about quite a large discussion on this topic of foreign minister.
One more thing Tejas wants to share. Yeah, go ahead, Tejas.
Yeah, this is a RTI reply where the Indian government from taxpayers' money spent 54 lakhs on the ministers who went to Switzerland. But if you see, none of them could sign a single MOU. So the total cost which was spent on these ministers was a wastage. So that is a wastage.
Ministers or MPs? Who are you talking about?
MPs. So 3 MPs were sent by the Modi government.
Yeah. Okay.
And
yes.
In 2024 to Switzerland, but the amount spent on them was 54 lakhs, but we did not sign any MOU.
This is just one consulate, right, Tejas? This is just one consulate, correct?
This is just one consulate. Yeah.
No, the RTI is now made to make applicants like Mr. Bose and others run around. So we have to get information from multiple sources, because it also depends on how your questions are framed. And they are always dodging. They will just say in their city the expenditure was so much. They are not aware of the other cities where the delegation could have visited. These are some of the tricks of the trade of RTI, how officers are trained to evade and not give answers. But even that exposes these foreign trips and government.
Yes, Jagdish, you were telling me to make up.
Yes, your remarks, and then perhaps
Arvind can. You have to study how people deal with this and leaders deal with such kinds of situations. The last time I can think of any country, it is Britain, when the Prime Minister of Britain was literally crawling before Hitler. And his minister, senior most minister, Winston Churchill, was publicly condemning it. Now, this in our country, not one minister is able to get even stand up and say something to the prime minister. And we are raising slowly come to a situation where it will be like Kim Il Sung in North Korea. Yeah, and everybody else will be absolutely mum, and the ministers and so on will be just wagging their tail like dogs. That's the situation we are heading for, and therefore I would say to the public that they must have to rise. Well, it's not that BJP doesn't have large number of good talented people, but this one man can do this mistake. We know that Indira Gandhi, what she did in the emergency, the public, when they were allowed, when they got a chance to go to the polls, they defeated her, and defeated by such a big margin. So, and somebody who was a very unknown person defeated who was then the Janata Party candidate. So, the Indian people are seething with anger, and we don't want this whole thing to lead to something ugly. So, I would say Mr. Modi should be told by some people that if you continue like in any way, his term should is expired. He was as a RSS pracharak. He has he has a balance of being in public life for 2 years, for 2 terms, and the 2 terms are over. He is now running in the 3rd term. I hope the Sangha people will tell him that to tell Modi that he is a pracharak after all said and done, and the RSS has worked for him very, very hard, and therefore now he should step down. Otherwise, there'll be a scandal, then the entire party will come down with that. That is what I'm most afraid of.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Swamy. As I said, the statistics establish that Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi has been traveling abroad much more than any other head of the state in India. Earlier prime ministers and Jagdish and Ramesh have also contributed by concluding that these visits, I mean, we are not against any prime minister traveling abroad or Narendra Modi traveling abroad. We should bring results. And these things have not brought results. And the foreign policy, which has been taken over by the prime minister, and of course, prime minister is responsible for the entire cabinet, but foreign minister is also failed, and prime minister who has taken over the role of foreign minister has also failed. Therefore, these trips abroad suggest that these trips have not yielded desired results for India, which was witnessed, as Jagdish said, during the post visits of 7 delegations abroad by the MPs and the bureaucrats. And thank you. Ramesh, you want to add something?
Yes. Dr. Swamy, the Minister of External Affairs has been sitting in Washington for 10 days trying to do a trade deal with America. Nothing is happening, Dr. Swamy.
But his wife lives there, so
essentially, but at the end of the day, originally the intent was to come here, sign the deal in 2 days, and go back. It's more than almost 2 weeks. Nothing has happened. Nothing has moved.
Nothing will happen.
The problem is this, Dr. Swamy. All these visits, as again, the effectiveness. I'm sorry, I forgot about this. I wrote it down, but I forgot to talk about this. Is at the end of the day, as Arvind is trying to conclude, what is the net effect of making these visits and spending so much money? Some level of victory you're doing. I am pretty sure the trade deal, that even if they end up signing a trade deal, is not going to be of a big advantage to India. All said and done, there is a huge question going around in all circles. If you look at social media, what is Modi's motivation to run around these countries? Is there to support one businessman all over the place? And I am making some investigations, Dr. Swamy. I will do something. For all you know, it might not be anything, but I'm pretty sure this question is being asked, and I just picked my mind. So I think it is a very interesting topic to explore. And I think it'll come out very soon. I mean, whatever it is, because these things, you can keep it secret on one side. You can't keep it secret on the other side.
No, so Ramesh ji, are you suggesting whether Modi is the Prime Minister, Foreign Minister, or Commerce Minister? Are you suggesting something like that?
Yes,
taking
that's what
an
it happens
interest
to be.
in
That's
somebody's
what it happens to
commerce.
be. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we'll have another discussion on that.
Discussion, because I
Arvind,
think I wanted to
continue.
bring that point because of all these visits. What is the benefit? Arvind said, now it just struck my mind. There is a benefit, but it's not for the nation. That's what the world seems to be thinking.
Sure, sure. And we hope the investigation which Ramesh Swamy will undertake will bring some interesting results, and we'll have an opportunity in future to discuss those investigative results. Thank you, Ramesh. Thank you, Jagdish. Thank you, Dr. Swamy. And ultimately, we must thank the technical team led by Ashish Shetty, Tejas Navalgul, Swaminathan, Gadgi Rakesh, Ishwar Iyer, Gurdas Shetty, Ajesh Nair, and they have been doing wonderful job. But for them, the success of this program is not possible. Thank you very much. We'll be meeting again next Sunday, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, just like every Sunday. And we'll be discussing another topic with Dr. Subramanian Swamy. Till then, Namaskar, Jai Hind,
Jai Hind, Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram,
Right, Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.